Our planet is going through monumental changes. For the first time in human history, half of humanity now lives in towns and cities. This should be a cause for celebration. After all, cities have always been the center of creativity and excellence. Today, in the age of globalization, cities have become even more important, especially as they generate most of the national gross domestic product, providing opportunities for all. But the sad truth is that of the 3.3 billion urban dwellers in the world today, over 1 billion do not share in the benefits that cities have to offer. In our increasingly divided cities, often over 50% of the population lives in slum and squatter settlements. In Asia, it is estimated that about 40% of the urban population lives in slums. In Africa, it is as high as 62%. If the international community is to promote social equity and inclusive cities, one of the critical issues is to understand what constitutes a slum. In order to do this, for some time now the United Nations has been working on defining a slum. After much debate, there is now common consensus that slum dwellers suffer from any one or more of a combination of 5 basic deprivations. A slum household is defined as a group of individuals often living in overcrowded conditions under the same roof, suffering from the lack of some of the following criteria. The lack of decent, durable housing is one of the major shelter deprivations of slums. Shacks are impermanent and made of whatever materials are available. Slum dwellers often lack access to clean water. Though it is often assumed that city dwellers have ready access to basic services, the reality is that slum dwellers often have to share one distant access point or pay exorbitant rates for a bucket of water.
There is a problem of water here. Often there is no water in the pipes, so you have to go long distances, and for someone of my age, you have to look for somebody to get the water for you.
The situation regarding sanitation is even worse. This is especially hard on women living in slums.
If we go there, the public toilets are filthy, feces everywhere, urine everywhere. It is revolting, so we often just go anywhere.
We do not have proper sewers or toilets. We have to pass through urine in a bucket. Then we put it in a bottle sometimes. We even use a plastic bag and then throw it away in the garbage.
Perhaps the most difficult aspect of slums is the lack of security of tenure. Often squatting on illegal land, slum dwellers are expected to disappear.
Where are we supposed to go? Where do you want us to go? This is the only place. It may be very tiny, but in this small place we have a room. It may be filthy, but where are we expected to go?
Worst of all, in many parts of the world, slum dwellers are often arbitrarily evicted without making any alternative arrangements. Such forceful eviction has often been a recipe for social unrest and the cause of increasing inequity. Most slums across the world lack 1 to 5 of the basic shelter deprivations. However, African slum dwellers tend to suffer from the most combinations of deprivations. There are many examples from across the world which show that it is possible to promote social equity and inclusiveness. To mainstream such successful projects, we need to face a number of challenges. How can we ensure security of tenure for the urban poor and guarantee housing rights for all? how can we expand the delivery of basic services to all the citizens in the city, rich and poor alike? In other words, the challenge is, how do we ensure that you and I are not living out our lives in a tale of two cities?